And what's up, everybody? This is None Defense, host of this YouTube channel, and of course, co-leader of the team, Still Unboomable. Why is this so difficult today? Alright, let's go ahead and throw them up. Pull them up. Alright, so there they are with, of course, our real-life leader, Miss Boom Bitch Angie. Say hello, Angie.
Hey, everybody.
Excellent. Oh, and there's None Defense right down there. And, of course, our co-leaders, Nick, Hill, Bronsoon, and Titan. And it's getting out of control, but in a good way. So I'm going to have to stop throwing out shout-outs. They know they're there, and they know that I love them. Anyway, quick channel update. Very quick. In real life, Angela and I are moving from the East Coast, New Hampshire, to the West Coast, the Seattle, Washington areas. And so the channel, whereas I've been focused on like Booming Without Borders and a lot of task force stuff, I'm gonna have to kind of shut all that down for a while, and I'll just focus on the channel. In the meantime, I still wanted to play Boom Beach, and I still want to do the videos, and I'm just going to focus everything through Still Unboomable for a while, and I'll do like VP pushes and fun things like that people seem to get a kick out of. I mean, it's cool. I'm excited about it. I love Booming Without Borders so much. But so that's just kind of, if you notice what's going on there. So we are on Reversal's team. If you don't know who Reversal is, I don't even know why you found this video. So this is his team. I'm not going to list everybody, but one guy I just have to give a shout out to, Gar, man. Freaking Gar. Like, this guy like manages this monstrosity so well, and I get it. Reversal could do it, but he's such a busy guy in his own world, he can't do it. But Gar, I don't know what his personal situation is, but he seems to really dedicate his life to, large chunks of his life to making this team work. So, clap, that's my golf clap for Gar. Thank you, Gar. So we're going through some of their operations. And yesterday, or on the previous video, we were looking at Curtain Call. And I'm just going to go entirely through Curtain Call, and that's going to be this video series. With the changes in our life, it will be impossible for even the great Boom Bitch Angie herself to maintain the high standards of activity that this team requires. In time, things will change and we'll go back. But we're just going to go ahead and cram session some videos about their ops, and we're going to pull her and let somebody else have that spot and let somebody else learn what we've learned, pay it forward, and we're gonna, teach as best as we can. So, okay, we were looking at, was that yesterday's? That was yesterday's, let's check, yep. Okay, so we were looking at Machina last time, and we showed Reversal's attack on Tech Crunch. So, let's look at Tarsier, whatever it is. We're going to focus on that. Okay, so this is Fatlace. Now, once again, I do not feel qualified to commentate at this high of a level, but this is the situation that life has put me in, so I have no choice but to just do my best to do it. Now, Fatlace, I'm noticing he's going with the dropping. Pause real quick for teaching purposes. On this team, I've seen a variety of styles when it comes to dropping Zookas, and I'm trying my best to translate it. What I'm guessing is it mostly comes down to situation, and I'm assuming that Mr. Fatlace feels that, considering how much open space he had to make the trip and get them all lined up, that he was okay with the drop, boat. Other things that we've seen on this team is where they'll go like boat, let them walk, and then boat. So, we've seen that, and we've seen other groupings, but this is what I consider a standard Zooka drop. So if you're watching this and you're trying to familiarize yourself with terms that I'm familiar with, I'm referring to this as a standard Zooka drop. Okay? So, he went with the standard Zooka drop today. Okay, he's got the flare going. His intention is to get in between the shock launchers and the snipers. Once the smoke clears, he will then put a shock right here, which should be able to lock all that down, and then another shock there. So he'll go shock, shock. I have not watched this attack, so I'm watching all of these for the first time. I'm just doing my best to call it as I can. Let's watch those shocks. Okay, missed a shock there, but he got it out. He made up for it. So he's doing, okay, he's flaring, he flared the HQ, so I'm assuming then that's the intention. So their plan is to position and pound. Position and pound. Okay? Position and pound. Position and pound. Remember that, guys. For anybody on our team, anybody on Still Unboomable, anybody who's, you know, subscribed, who's maybe I've worked with on a Booming Without Borders or whatever situation. Position and pound. Remember that term. We're gonna come back to that. So this is cash on Tarsier, and just judged on the fact that he has no force points, I'm assuming that's what we're doing. We are positioning and pound. Position and pound. Okay, he's going with the long flare. Standard Zuka drop. It's going up there. Flare the HQ. Shock, shock. Position and pound. Okay. Alright, so that was cash. Thank you so much for that, cash. Alright, this is Shan. Same thing, we're going for the position and pound. It's kind of boring to commentate, really, when you think about it, but you cannot deny its effectiveness. Oh, I didn't mean to speed it up. I'm trying to watch all of these at real time because I feel like a team of this caliber deserves that. And of course, since my channel is focused and dedicated to task force play, then if anybody, you know, should just watch it in real time and appreciate it. But I want to watch it in real time to really get the timing. There you go, flares the HQ. Okay, so he's sending critters. I'm still waiting to see the shock. Okay, that seemed like a delayed shock there. Maybe that was intentional. I'm going to assume not, though, because it didn't seem like... Okay, so that was a delayed shock. I mean, good job, Shane. You know, the confidence of which you make these attempts is inspiring to a guy at my level. Will, so this is Will, once again, just based on the fact that there's no force points. We're just doing a position and pound. Position and pound. That's what I'm calling it. Okay, so we're doing a standard Zuka drop. Oh, he didn't get his out quite in time. Get that smoke out, so he took some mortar fire there. Lost a few girls. We're gonna miss those girls, but he's getting in position, flaring the HQ. Turn the critter, shock, shock. The critters are to distract that one rocket over there. Give them just a few extra rounds on it. Okay, that was with level 19 Zukas. I haven't really been looking at the levels. Just everybody on this team is really strong. That's just the way it is. Okay, this is F.A. Optimus. We will call him Optimus. So, Mr. Optimus, thank you so much for showing us how to put this thing away. You're doing the... Looks like you're going with the standard Zuka drop. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, looks like your angle was slightly off, but you corrected it. Alright. I mean, well done. Well done. I wish I could talk to the guy who, like, figured these tactics out. The first guy who said, you know, I wonder. Like, that would be awesome. If anybody, you know, smarter or better or more popular than me knows the answer to that question, like the first guy who said, here's how you do it. Like, man, I would like to send him a bucket of spaghetti. Maybe a box of waffles. I'm not quite sure that's worth a jug of pudding, but maybe. Maybe. Great job, Optimus. Great job. So for teaching purposes, allow me to say, for anybody that's watching, to learn, what we have to get better at is these. Now keep in mind, everybody at this level, super high gunboat. So we have to figure out ways to make similar attacks work at the stronghold level and then the choke point level. And the better we get at doing that, the better we will get at once we reach this level. See what I'm saying? So it's all about we're focused, trying to leapfrog a step, so to speak. We're learning how to beat the harder bases before we're actually getting there. That's the theory. So, and we're just going to continue to implement these styles and strategies. And remember, our opinions aren't based on like our opinion. It'll be based on we see what works, we see what doesn't work. Now, that being said, I have seen some things on this team that I personally disagree with. Nothing that it is worth calling anybody out on. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. But I do think there are times that I've seen where, like, hey, one extra attack on, say, the left side, you know what I mean? Like, one quick attack on the left side would have made the next 3 attacks much easier, and could have, I'm thinking, I'm certainly not saying I'm better than anybody on anybody on this team, nothing like that, but there were definitely a few moments where I wondered if we could just dedicate a couple of attacks, allocate attacks just slightly differently to get a better end result. And and that comes down to team management. But I feel like that's a fair observation, without stepping on anybody's toes. Okay, so reversal, you got to be in yesterday or the previous video, but we're going to show you again. I'm assuming you weren't particularly proud of this attack, but sir, you're great. You obviously know that you're good, so you don't need me to tell you. So we're going to watch this, and we're going to go through Tech Crunch, and this will be the last of this particular video. Oh, and remember, whereas the last video it was all about Machina, this video I'm able to get like 3 bases in because of their style, their preferred strategy of put everybody on the hardest base, which certainly makes sense. Put everybody on the hardest base first, and then branch out to the easier bases, and it certainly makes sense. If I have to commentate on that, I would probably say I still like the mentality of knowing that everybody is better suited for certain things, based on skill level, and that comes down to experience and working with your team. These are players, if everybody is essentially equal in terms of skill level. I'm sure there's some that are better than others, but this is in a vacuum. I feel like this team, everybody is at the highest level. But for your average team, I feel like you're still going to be better suited working, coordinating and working the specific strengths and weaknesses of the players, and it's more of a people thing. So one thing, if I have to be critical of this team, and not in a mean way, but they are so focused on just the pure gameplay that it's kind of heartless, but that's not a criticism. You want to play at the highest level, that's what you're going to have to be. But for your average team where everybody likes everybody and hangs out and high fives and all that stuff, it's a sacrifice. It's like, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a fun, friendly team? I want to be a fun, friendly team where everybody knows everybody, and yet we are still able to coordinate and calculate our way through bases that are harder than what the prescribed difficulty shows. So this was reversal on Tech Crunch. Since I'm going to give him the ×2 treatment because he's just twice as awesome. and because we saw this yesterday, and I know he wasn't particularly proud of it. I'll go ahead and analyze. What happened is he took some damage on this mine. I don't know if that was the biggest deal, but in doing that, I feel like that moment of hesitation cost him the timing he needed to get that extra shock out, and then that's what happened. God, I feel like such a pompous ass commentating on reversals attacks. Wow, that's so hilarious. Like, once again, I'm not worthy to even be here, to even be on this team. It was my lovely lady Angela who, built her account up to a point that it deserved to be on this team, just based on strength of account. And of course, she's proven to us 1,000 times over she can hang. She can hang, so there ain't no doubt about that. But she's about to get really busy, so that's why we're just kind of doing a little cram session over here, so we can vacate the spot. Again, give it to somebody else. Let them, hopefully it's a beneficial relationship for everybody. The player that takes her spot can learn and work together. So this is Hisoka. Hisoka. Not the cleanest of runs. Not the cleanest of runs. But he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's trying to do. Okay, looks like he's flaring there. I love the grouping right now. I know it started off ugly. It does seem to me, and maybe it's intentional, but it seems to me like some of the attacks we're forgetting to do the small things, and such as bomb a mine, bomb something. But again, like, what you're doing, like, you were doing fine before we showed up. You'll be doing fine after we leave. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, please. No hate. No hate. No hate. Okay, this is MVP on TechCrunch, and that's with an exclamation point because it's that important. So thank you so much for making it clear for us on that, MVP. Okay, so he's going with, well, I need to come up with a name for that. I'll think of something. I will think of a name for that specific type of Zuka dropping. Because again, I imagine situationally it makes a lot of sense. Great job. Great job. So this is about to be a very boring video, this part here. So obviously he's just got 2.5 minutes left on an empty core there, an unprotected shielded core. So it looks like the team started working on Armadillo. I don't know if there was a specific reason everybody else swapped bases, but we are going to look at the final quick win. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, especially if it's really long. Wait, what was that on? What did I do? Armadillo, TechCrunch, TechCrunch. Well, somebody beat TechCrunch. There it is. Nobody else attacked it, right? We looked at MVP. Nobody else. I just don't want to leave anybody out, and then they'll be mad at me, because I don't want that. Okay. If you're going to be mad at me for something I deserve to be mad at for. Is that a real term, mad at?
I don't think so.
I'd like that to be a real term, please. Mad at. Oh, yikes. That hurt, but it's okay, because he had enough girls to finish the job. No worries. Locking onto the HQ there. Reposition flare. Pop goes to the shield, and then it's just a matter of time. Sir, I will golf clap you the whole way out. Great job, Jordan. Great job. That was fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'd like to do one, maybe two more. I'm just going to try to cram as many in today as I can so we can get Angie back home to the squad so we can start focusing on our cross-country move. But as always, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. If you're here for learning, I hope that I'm helping. If you're here to make fun of me, I hope that you're laughing. So thank you so much. Please remember, be safe, and remember that we are still unboomable. Thank you.